I want to try doing a top 10 series. Top 10 best Christmas albums. What's Christmas without the 12 albums of Christmas? So here's the too long didn't read version, which I'm not going to sing because my voice still hasn't come back from my quarterly bug. Yes, I get sick every 3 months whether I want to or not. On the 12th day of Christmas, I played my best CD, A Little Soul for Christmas. Vince Guaraldi, Charlie Brown. Now that's what I call Christmas, the original. Christmas Gonzo Style. A Very Special Christmas. I'm looking off a cheat sheet here. Merry Christmas Baby. Brian Setzer compilation album. Contemporary Holiday Classics Volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4, but not 5 because I couldn't find one. Vanguard Sax Quartet. Riders in the Sky, Merry Christmas from the Harmony Ranch. That Christmas Swing, and number 1, Michael Martin Murphey, Cowboy Christmas. Here's a breakdown of how I rated them. It's just like on Whose Line Is It Anyway, where everything is made up and the points don't matter. There were 5 judging categories and each one had a total of 10 points. The first category was Christmas and winter imagery, as in the lyrics. How much of a story is told? How much does this make me want to celebrate Christmas? How much does this album make me feel in the holiday spirit? The second category was arranging. How much of a bop is each song on this album? Does it make me want to go out and buy this arrangement to play it in an ensemble? Category 3 is saxophone. How much saxophone is there on this album? Category 4 is vocal quality. I'm talking range, I'm talking tone, I'm talking how they pronounce things, I'm talking control, things I would critique in my own performance. So with the higher numbers in at least this category, that means there's more harmonies and counter melodies, which is something I live for. And finally, the last category is playback. How often do I have to get up and go to the machine and click next? Because there's just a song that I can't stand. The numbering in this system is backwards, so like 10 of 10 means that I don't skip any songs at all. 0 of 10 means I skip every song. Why do I even have this album? First, I just want to give a couple of honorable mentions. Albums that were really close but didn't make it in because, you know, my arbitrary system is just whatever. Manhattan Transfer Christmas album. What is my hair? Oh, do not. Too many skips. Diana Krall. She has really good arrangements, but they're long. I don't want arrangements that are that long. Allie and AJ, Acoustic Hearts of Winter. Really good arrangements. The nostalgia factor, their vocals are really weak. Okay, now back to my Excel file. A Little Soul for Christmas. Imagery gets a 7. Arranging and sax get 10. Voice gets 9. Playback is 5 because I have so many skips. Charlie Brown Christmas. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Vince Guaraldi Trio. Imagery and playback, perfect 10. Yeah, no problem. Voice got a 1 because I don't like songs that have children's chorus. I don't. And there were no other vocal songs, so... And saxophone. I can't believe it. No saxophone. What is this? Now Christmas, the 2001 edition, which I think is the first one. Most of the songs on this album are in C. It scored a perfect 10 in imagery, arranging, and voice. Playback was a 9 because there's like 1 or 2 that I skip that I'm just, no. And sax, you guessed it, Jerry Jeff Walker, Christmas Gonzo Style. It had a lot of songs in B flat, which is surprising because that's normally a horn key. And sax, so imagery is 10. Voice is 8 because there's not enough harmony in this. Very Special Christmas Volume 2. 6 of the songs are in A, which is kind of why I thought that most Christmas songs were in A and why I based my Christmas medley in A. Imagery and arranging scored 9. Voice scored 10. It's a good album. Playback is 7 and sax is 5 because there were some had guitar solos when they could have had saxophone. Thank you very much. Number 7 is Rod Stewart's Christmas album. It's in every key but E. So the imagery, 10. Arranging, 10. I mean, have you heard Red Suited Superman? That is flawless. Voice is 10. Like, some people criticize his voice. No, I love it. His harmonizations are good. Counter melodies, fantastic. And sax is 8 because it's not on every song. Oh, there's a fuzz. The Brian Setzer Christmas album is a compilation. It's in every key. Imagery is 10. I love rockabilly stuff. I love anything Brian Setzer does. Arranging is 10. Nutcracker Suite alone. Sax, 10. Playback, 10. Voice is 9 because he's a soloist, and I prefer to have things with harmonies and counter melodies. Contemporary classics, I started with volume 3. The others are definitely worth listening to. Contemporary holiday classics albums were made by, I think, Coca-Cola and Speedway in the early 2000s, and they put out like a bunch of them. I don't know how many there are, but I only have the first 4, 3 of which I bought this year and have only had a little bit of time to kind of listen to and get familiar with. I wasn't too hot on the first one. 2 was pretty good. There's a killer gospel arrangement of the Holly and the Ivy that at first listen I'm like, okay, this key is not good for the singers, but you get so into it. At least volume 3 is really swing. You can tell some of it's MIDI, but you know, that's okay. Many of you, actually all of you except like 3 people, will not know anything about this group. It's the Vanguard Sax Quartet. My dad's friend, who kind of got me into playing saxophone in the first place, Lisa Pickering, this was her quartet group from, I think it's 2005? Yeah, 2005. And they do like jazz variations and swing variations of classic Christmas songs that we all know and love. It's like 17 songs, and they go by so fast. They're all like, I think the longest one is 3.5 minutes, and that's the Hallelujah chorus. Imagery, I don't know, I have fond memories of going to see these concerts year after year. So even though, my fridge just kicked on. Even though there's no vocals, like the nostalgia factors there, arranging 10. 10 out of 10. Same for sax, playback 10. I never skip any of them. Voice is 9 because there is no voice, but I like the voicing and the harmonization and the arranging. So, like I said, it's all arbitrary. It's just kind of what's going on in Molland here. The only downside to this album is that it was never released. Like, you can't buy it. Riders in the Sky have put out, as far as I know, at least 2 Christmas albums, because that's all we have. Merry Christmas from the Harmony Ranch, it's geared towards kids. Imagery, 10. You can picture all these cowboy things. It paints a picture in your mind. Before we had like cell phones, we had to ride horses to go places. Like, it just puts me in a different frame of mind, and one that I kind of wish we would still think of and consider, like, the storytelling of it all. Imagery, 10. Arranging, 10. Voice, 10. These guys put a Greek chorus on everything. The way their voices blend is stunning. They can sing any part. It's amazing. Playback is 10. I never skip anything. But sax, man, you got 40 out of 50 possible points. Yet it's still album number 3. I want to read a passage that they play at the end of it. It's a poem, and Ranger Doug reads it. I reflect as I gaze at the flickering firelight, at the tea sets and the train sets, dolls, bikes, and horns. The thought comes so still in this deep, quiet midnight of the greater gifts we can give on the bright Christmas morn. Respect for the wild things deep in the dark forest, clean air and clean rivers that rush to the sea, love for the earth, the mother that bore us. Knowledge that we're all the same in God's eyes, a will to take care of the earth, the sea, the skies. Counting our blessings as we greet every sunrise. Take these, my children, with you as you grow, for these are the greatest gifts we can bestow. Top 2 favorite Christmas album is That Christmas Swing, the Dave Williamson band. It's mostly an F, but there's a lot of key changes, and the arrangements are killer. Like, 50 out of 10. Imagery, there's a couple of songs that it really puts it in your head, like the opener for sure. It's Jingle Bells and what's the one, Over the River and Through the Woods, Grandma's House, and then like they go back to Jingle Bells and it's like halftime. It's like, oh yeah. Not every song is like that, so it only gets a 9 for imagery. Like I said, arranging is 10, sax is 10. This is a full swing, like this is an 18-20 piece band. Voice 10, playback 10. I never skip any of these songs. The number 1 favorite Christmas album, top 12 Christmas album number 1 is Michael Martin Murphey, Cowboy Christmas, because the imagery outweighs all the rest of it. Not only is the imagery fantastic, the collaboration is phenomenal. Michael Martin Murphey brings in Riders in the Sky, Susie Boggess, Don Edwards, all the people that keep cowboy music alive in this day and age are included on this album, and it's, oh my god, it's fantastic. This would be a perfect score album if it wasn't for the lack of saxophone. It scores a 40 because it takes 10 in every category. There's a couple of instrumentals that are really catchy, really upbeat, where you're like, oh, I wouldn't have thought that as a Christmas song, but it gets you in the spirit of the Cowboy Christmas Ball, which is like, the first song starts out a little bit slow because he reads a poem, which, you know, perfect winter imagery. Flashback to the days of old cowboy era. It has a polka medley. The first time I heard it and remember hearing it, it was the first Christmas at the new house that we've had for 17 years. And I don't know if you know this, but my parents live in a log home. And I'm just like, you know, laying there on the couch, staring up at the giant rafters and, you know, imagining Christmas stories. My dad puts this album on.
Roll back the rug so we can two-step around the Christmas
we should host something like that here. That sounds like fun. He's a very imaginative kid, and this album definitely contributed to some of that. Those of you are probably wondering why Charlie Brown didn't score higher, and that's because this list I kind of just threw together a month ago when I started arranging my Christmas medley, and I was just like, the top 5, I moved those around in the order I wanted, and everything after that was just, you made the list, good enough. Long story short, go listen to these albums. Be on the lookout for more top 10 videos. Ooh, how fun and exciting. Oh my god, it's like 1,000 degrees under this light in here. Not to mention the help of this thick firefly sweater, which is making me very warm. Oh my goodness, what is my hair? Oh. Supernatural got one thing right in these however many terrible years of seasons that are just getting progressively worse.
Family don't end with blood.
Honor your found family. Put it this way, you'll be seeing me in a lot more videos, and I hope to be seeing you in the future, whether it's videos or real life meetups. Guys, I would love to hang out. I have a ton of free time coming up, so yeah. And if we don't see each other, then you'll be sorry. Actually, no, I should be sorry. That joke was terrible.